Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see that they put the scrum up on the train station. Looks much better than that tan stuff they had up there. So today we're going to take a quick tour up through Main Street into Tomorrowland and go over and see if we can capture some of the Submarine and Monorails up by the little lake for the Submarine. And then we'll grab some lunch at the Little Red Wagon. Try out that blueberry corn dog and see how it tastes. Hopefully it's good. And then from there, I'm gonna try to go over and see if there's any ticker tails left. And then we'll be calling it a day. Got here to the park a little bit late. It's probably 1:30 in the afternoon while we're walking up Main Street. So sit back, relax, enjoy the view, and enjoy the sounds. I always find it interesting when I come up Main Street and I make that turn and I see the Matterhorn. I remember as a kid that the Matterhorn used to be the tallest thing around there. When you were coming down the street, coming close to Disneyland, you could turn see on the freeway, there weren't any other tall buildings, and all you saw was the Matterhorn. And it was so cool because you were getting close to Disney when you saw the Matterhorn, and you just started getting super excited. Always amazes me when I walk into Tomorrowland. The first thing that I miss is the rockets that used to sit way up on top of the People Mover station, and I miss seeing the People Movers. I know there's probably a lot of people that have that where they miss having them. It was always a cool ride to go on as a kid, to just sit and kind of like ride around, and you're above people, and it was a really good experience. Now, as you come up here on the right, you'll see the Star Tours. Star Tours has an interesting history because there was two attractions before Star Tours. First, it was the Monsanto's chemistry, where you could go in and learn about Monsanto and chemistry. And then it became Inner Space. Now, Inner Space was a ride where you would go in and you were supposed to be shrunk down, and then you'd go through a snowflake, and you go through the human body. It was just a really interesting ride. When you were a kid, you'd see that little tube that was going, and people would be going through, and it looked like a conveyor belt, and it looked like people were being shrunk. So as a kid, you were like, oh wow, we're going to be shrunk down to little things. And so it was really cool. They took that out and put in Star Tours, and so Star Tours has been there for a while. It's a great ride. As you start going past Star Tours, you'll start to see Pizza Planet. Now, Pizza Planet used to have a history of its own, where Pizza Planet used to be like a ride that took you to the moon, and then it became Mission to Mars, and you actually sat in this circle area, and the seats actually would feel, when there was like a launch, that you feel like the seats would kind of sink down, and so it kind of felt like you were being launched into space. And then down in the center, you would see the image of the Earth, and then you'd feel like going up into space. And it was a cool attraction. It's kind of sad that they took it out, but you know, times change. The other piece that I miss is the trams going across. I mean, when you were a kid, you know, before they took them out, that was the cool way to get from one side of the park to the other. Went through the Matterhorn, and you know, you were able just to not have to walk. You could like take a break and then just, you know, go and get on the tram, ride the tram over to the other side of the park, and just kind of relax. And in the same area, you have, you know, Autopia, and then you got the Submarine Voyage. You know, the Submarine Voyage has never been one of my fun rides. As a kid, I loved it, and my granddaughters love it, right? So they love the going under. Today, I couldn't believe how busy the line was here. I mean, it was just pretty crazy that the line was as long as it was for that. But a lot of rides were down in the park, so that could have something to do with it. And then, you know, you got Galactic Grill over here. And then as we go past up to where I'm going to take a break and get some footage of the monorails and submarines, you know, you can see that the monorails going above you. And then you come around, and there's the Matterhorn. You know, right here is always a good place to stop if you want to watch the Matterhorn. You can see the rides as it's going through. You can watch the people. You can hear the screams. You can hear the noise. One of the things I wish they would bring back is the mountaineers that used to climb the Matterhorn. You know, used to climb the outside of it and climb up. They don't do that anymore, but you know, things change as time goes on. Here's one of the submarines that we got going by. You know, sitting by the lake is it's super relaxing. You know, if you want to take a break and just kind of chill for a minute, you know, water's always calming. And then just watching the submarines go by is really cool. You can see the monorail station in the background, and it's just relaxing to sit here and just kind of watch the submarines go by when you want to take a break. I've been trying to get this kind of a shot for a long time, but having the submarine, the monorail, and a shot, you can't beat it. I mean, it's one of those shots that's kind of hard to get at times. Really, sometimes you got to wait a long time to be able to get that shot. And here comes an orange one. Always cool to watch Monorail come by. I was here for a while, waiting for it to come back around. Decided to start walking again. If you go to the right, there's a little trail that you can go. So sometimes if it's really busy, you can kind of get over on that side. There's a picture taking area that they take for photos. But you can come over and there's a spot where you can see some of the ride as Autotopia comes through. And it's always good. You can kind of sit here, and this is the shaded area, so it's really good to kind of sit in the shade. You can, if this area like right here is the shot where you can sit and you can kind of watch the cars come by, but you're in the shade, so it's a good place to take a break and take some time, have a sip of water, because it was a really hot day, and sometimes that's just what you got to do. So now I'm gonna make my way over to the red wagon and pick up that blueberry corn dog. I gotta be honest, I'm not sure about that blueberry corn dog.
Okay, it doesn't look really good, but it tastes really good. I am sitting in the sound, so it's probably a horrible picture because I can barely see my screen. But the blueberry corn dog was actually good. I was like, it can't be, right? So give it a shot, but it definitely tastes good. The flavors actually all blend together, and it's really good, surprisingly. Give it a shot when you come.
So I made my way over to Critter Country. I didn't videotape it because there was just so many people. It was quite difficult with the congestion that was there. But I went over to Critter Country to find out if there was any tigger tails. They didn't have any tigger tails, so kind of struck out on that one. But I was coming back out. I saw this canoe going by, so it's like, you know what? I'm gonna have to capture this. You don't get to see them very often at times. It's actually quite funny to watch people paddle that haven't paddled before, because they start whacking each other with the paddles. It's kind of interesting to watch. As you get, they just can't be in sync. The guys that are in the back, I think they do most of the paddling, to be honest. After this, I started heading back up, grabbed some photos of some of the window attractions that you can see. Always good to kind of just cruise the windows. You never know what you're going to see, especially up on the buildings. There's all kinds of pumpkins and stuff, so it was a good time.
Alright, so that's a wrap today. Back over to the trams, heading home. Got hot today. Probably about 4 o'clock right now, and I kind of had enough. So, hope you guys enjoy the tour and the walk around that they did for you, and tasting that blueberry corn dog, which I thought was going to be pretty bad, but it actually tastes pretty good. So, like, subscribe. Talk to you later.